Welcome to Better Life, Better Business, your go-to podcast for how you can grow your business, double your productivity and time off, work smarter and not harder. Brought to you by local business coaching expert Christoph Nauer, CEO of Balance 6 in Walnut Creek, California.
Welcome back to Better Life, Better Business with local business coach and time management expert Christoph Nauer of Balance 6. I'm your host, Rebecca Troxel, founder and CEO of Rebecca's Vault. Today, Christoph and I will be having a conversation where he will explain the tools of time management. With that being said, Christoph, I know I'm not the only one out there who has felt overwhelmed and short on time, but thanks to you, I'm able to juggle quite a bit in my life. So can you tell our viewers why the right tools are so important to help you juggle all those things?
Well, thanks, Rebecca. Yes, absolutely. And thanks for your kind words. Managing your time doesn't have to be complicated and challenging task. Okay, we can do that. We all have 24 hours a day. All right, nobody gets more, nobody gets less. Time for work, to relax, spend time with family, buy groceries, and all the other tasks it takes to run a household, right?
Yep.
So thankfully, we have many tools available to use so that we can manage this a little bit better, and so that we not stay on the hamster wheel all day long and then fall off at the end of the day, because that's really not healthy.
No.
So I'd say let's go back to the basics of time management and learn what tools are available to us and how to choose the right ones to get the job done.
Okay, so then can you give us an idea of a few of the basic time management tools that are available?
Sure, absolutely. I think time management is made up of 4 key areas of focus, I think.
Okay.
Tasks, time, staff, and information.
Hmm.
So we have 4 basic tools, and the first one I'm sure everybody has heard many times before, the famous to-do list.
Yay.
Right? And well, we should have one. And if we some people might have one up here, but that's usually not committed. So have it written down somewhere. Piece of paper, the old-fashioned way, like my mentor and trainer, Brian Tracy, talks about it. He still does use his paper and pen, and so do I. Nothing wrong with that. But that's really the key and the foundation of every time management program. With it, you can list and prioritize your tasks and cross them off as you complete them. And then you have an overview of your productivity, and we talked about the whole idea of prioritizing in a few other episodes of this podcast, right?
Yes.
Then we have a calendar. We all have this thing. Now you can use that, or you can use a paper calendar, or whatever it is you want to use. But you need a calendar to plan your day.
Absolutely.
This is one of the most important tools in our arsenal. Whether we are a business owner, a professional, or we are in a busy household. It's actually interesting, somebody just left a review for my book on Amazon and said, I'm retired now, and this book was very helpful for me. And another person said, I don't have a business, but your book has been extremely helpful for me.
Absolutely.
So that's really nice to know. So having that and organizing your calendar will really help you to avoid scheduling conflicts, overworking, because usually that's what we don't want to do. Nobody ever had a regret that they worked too much. At least I've never heard that before.
Right.
I wish I'd worked more. I don't know. I've never heard that.
I don't think so.
So in your calendar, you can also have a place for downtime to spend with your family or with yourself, like you talk about your Zen time, Rebecca.
Always. Very important.
Right? And stay on your health, and you reduce your stress and burnout. You were just talking before we start this recording, how you're going to have a massage this afternoon,
So excited.
Yeah, self-care, and I know you have that time blocked out on your calendar for that.
I do. Every single day I have time to myself because somebody told me years and years and years ago, that it was important and that it would make me more productive in my non-downtime. And what do you know? He was right that it was important to take care of myself and to prioritize my self-care, because if I don't have that blocked in my calendar to do, I forget about it and then I'm burnt out by the end of the week. But if I just take that little bit of time, sometimes it's only 20 minutes a day to just take time for myself, it makes a huge difference. But it has to be on the calendar or it doesn't happen.
Right. And I love to hear what you just said. You said you're right. Oh man,
Don't
you
you
just
love
made my
that?
day. All right. Then third, we all have an address book. Many people underestimate the importance of a good address book. We're all so extremely well connected now in the social media, et cetera, LinkedIn, Facebook, and so having these connections, at our fingertips is really helpful. So we don't have to, pick up a 500-page phone book and look for the contact information of somebody, And again, today, there's so many electronic versions out there that can help us keep organized in that regard.
Mm-hmm.
Fourth, really important is a notebook. Once again, that can be an electronic one, or it can be one of these little things here, that works too. But have that with us at all times, because when something pops in your head, if you do, at least me, I don't know, I can't speak for anybody else, but if I don't write it down right away, it can be gone in a split second,
Yeah.
So it's easy enough, just take a little note so that we'll remember later,
It's amazing how you taught me this trick when I was in a completely different world of sales and compared to what I'm doing now. But having that important basic tool of having a notebook with me now as a gift concierge, if I get a great idea when I'm out walking around doing something social or just taking a walk and I have a chance to let my brain explore, if I don't have a way to write that down, I'm going to forget about it, an hour from now when I get home. So having a way that I can jot that down all the time and reference back to it is super important for my business now.
Yeah. And, even if you don't have an actual paper notebook, this gadget here can do it too. You can actually talk into it, and say, send yourself a text message or whatever, technology is incredible. But this way it doesn't get forgotten. I don't know about you, but I don't know how many times what did I just think about? Oh, I had this fantastic idea, but boom, it's gone,
Poof, into thin air.
So yes, it can be a phone, it can be a tablet, whatever it is, and I always say, Brian Tracy, he still likes pen and paper. And quite often I'm the same way when I'm at home. It's easy enough to just make a little note and then I get a little sticky note and I'll put it on my computer. So it's in my face and I can't forget it.
There you go. Well, so what advice do you have when people are trying to find the right tools to help them? Like if they're trying to find the right way to keep track of things in a notebook or how to use their to-do list. Should it be paper? Should it be electronic? How do you find those right tools to find something that will work for you?
That's a good question. I think there are hundreds of time management tools out there to choose from. You can easily get overwhelmed by the choice you have. And searching for the best one on Google, you've got to get a gazillion hits. So the key is, I think, is picking a tool that is simple, okay, that is easy to use, that you don't need an IT degree to figure it out. And I'm speaking for myself because, I'm at a generation, I'm not a techie, I always have to go to my kids if I need tech help, so that's really key. Go with what you like. Use a tool that's intuitive, is pleasing and so forth. Because if it's not, then you just get frustrated.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So that's, and that can be overwhelming. And so simple, it could be just a calendar thing on your phone, for instance. Now, if it's worth spending the time to learn to use the tool, okay, maybe that's a good use of your time. For instance, one of the things that you need is a CRM, and having a good CRM that can do the job that you need it for, it might be worth it. But that means you have to block time on your calendar to learn it, like studying and learning and so forth. and that's fine as well. So again, I think it's really key that if it's something that you enjoy and it make it easy to use, then go for it. As I said too, like before, keep it simple. It's like for me, as I said, this is it. And my iPhone, my laptop and my iPhone, those are my go-to guys and piece of paper. So that's for me, but that may not be for everybody who's listening. Sometimes a simple solution could yield huge results. More complex ones can end up in disaster because you don't quite understand how to use it and make mistakes, etc. And then this leads to frustration. Frustration leads to lack of motivation. Productivity goes down, etc., etc. So you kind of undermine your own thoughts and you undermine yourself and become less productive.
Absolutely.
Then you can have too many tools, so that's the other thing that can be, so avoid duplication, strive for something that works for you, pick the ones that are critical for your success, stick with them. And don't go for the shiny stuff that pops up from time to time and, because there's new stuff popping up all the time.
Yeah.
But there's also stuff that's been out there, tried and proven. So, that might be a better way to go.
And when you find something that works, don't switch it up and try the fancy new thing just because everybody else likes it. If you have something that works, that's a lot of time to be wasted when you have something that already works.
Exactly. If the saying goes, it ain't broke, there's no need to fix it. Right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's the way I look at it. Yes, there's always, room for improvement. Absolutely. But if what you're doing currently is working for you, then go with that. If it's not, then you may want to invest time to look for something that's better. So that's time well spent if something is not working. But other than that, do what you're doing.
Absolutely. Well, thank you, Christoph, for going through these basic tools with us today. For me, this is definitely where we started many, many, many moons ago. And I know over time you've helped me find the best tools and be able to identify what will and won't work for me and really maximize my time very efficiently. So thank you for talking with our viewers about these basics today. Now, to our viewers, if you or someone you know would like help and guidance on finding the right time management tools and implementing them into their routine and life so that you can grow your business, make sure you check out Christoph's website, balance6.biz. There, you will learn more about how to contact Christoph, and you can get his free report, 5 Secrets for Putting Your Business Growth on Autopilot. Thank you for coming back and joining us. And until next time, keep implementing those tools that work for you and have a better life and a better business.
This week's episode of Better Life, Better Business is brought to you by CA&C Video Productions. Since 1985, CA&C Video has been providing live streaming, event production, and analog to digital transfer services. They capture those life-changing moments, preserving your history for current and future generations. Because your history matters. Visit their website at cacvideo.com. Thank you so much for your sponsorship.
That's all for now. Thanks for listening to another episode of Better Life, Better Business with business and time management coach Christoph Nauer with Balance 6, the leading business and time management company in Northern California. Visit them at balance6.biz.